Hi, everybody. Okay, it's destined to be authentic and free. And I know I promised this. So I'm coming forward with doing what I promised. I have hauls and different things on my table for my kids. They weren't feeling well. All of these energies and everything that's purging out, it's so serious. Okay, so I have my Bible at Jeremiah 9. And basically, I received this passage in 2012. And I received this message. I really believe I'm prophetic. I get a lot of messages way before in advance time. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I literally just even want to start by saying I am so extremely thankful to be sharing this, to be sharing the insights. I did put this message on Facebook before, and there was quite a few views that I got, and people were really thankful for the information. The information is out there for everybody. This is a common Bible. I'm not sitting here telling you I am, how do I say this? I'm a twin flame. I'm a star seed. I am divine. That's what I am. Okay. So either way, we're here in Jeremiah 9, and I really want to get started because this is lengthy. So I'm going to read. Okay. So, oh, that my head were waters and my eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place for travelers, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they are all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men, and like their bow, they have bent their tongues for lies. They are not valiant for the truth on the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they do not know me, says the Lord. Everyone take heed to his neighbor, and do not trust any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, every neighbor will walk with slanderers. Everyone will deceive his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. They weary themselves to commit iniquity. Your dwelling place is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit, they refuse to know me, says the Lord. Okay, I'll stop there. Like, hello. Okay, we're looking at the number 4, we're looking at foundation, and we're clearly seeing that what is in this garden, what is on the foundation of the earth, that we're seeing from 2012, which is a repeat of right now, which is 2020. So we're seeing that what we were passing through was generational sets of bondage. Because why? There was not enough knowledge. There was deception. Where was the deception sowed? The deception has such a deep root. And unless we really come into this truth in ourselves, and this is why I talk about authenticity, coming into the truth of yourself, you will not be able to find the truth outside of yourself, which it is said right here very clearly, and will not speak the truth. Everyone will deceive his neighbor. Therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, behold, I will refine them and try them. For how shall I deal with the daughter of my people? Their tongue is an arrow shot out. It speaks deceit. One speaks peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in his heart he lies in wait. Shall I punish them for these things, says the Lord? Shall I not avenge myself on such a nation as this? I will take up a weeping and wailing for the mountains, and for the dwelling places of the wildernesses of the lamentation. Lamentation, to weep, to cry, to suffer, to have pain, long suffering, lamentation, to cry out. Whew. Okay, we see this. And so I want to stop at lamentation, because for a long time I didn't wear happiness. I didn't wear grin. I literally had a cloak of sackcloth and mourning on me. And why? Because I felt it. The level of emotional intelligence that I was at, I felt this deep hurt. I felt this deep pain. And I understand that the pain that I felt was because I had discernment. I was able to discern the level of deception that people were operating in, that this world is functioning in, that how people want to relate with each other. Because they are burned up so that no one can pass through, nor can men hear the voice of cattle. Both the birds of the heavens and the beasts have fled, they are gone. I will make Jerusalem a heap of ruins, a den of jackals. I will make the cities of Judah desolate, without inhabitant. Who is the wise man who may understand this? And who is he whom the mouth of the Lord has spoken, that he may declare it? Why does the land perish? Why does the land perish? The yin energy I talked about in my earlier videos about Moana, okay, Nefertiti. I said it. She is burning. You see it. The land is perishing, wilderness, so that no one can pass through. No one could pass through. Nothing could grow. Why? Because of the yin energy, because of the level of deception, because they had reaped a harvest that they had deceived, that they had stolen. And the Lord said, because they have forsaken my law, which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice, nor walked according to it, but they have walked according to the dictates of their own hearts and after Baals, which their fathers taught them. Therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, of God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, his people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. I will scatter them also among the Gentiles, whom neither they nor have fathers have known. And I will send a sword after them until I have consumed them. The sword, the word, the truth, the sword, until you come to the truth, until you come to this, until you stand on truth, that every single thing that you has received has come from the yin energy. You will not have anything. And this is why the heart of Nefertiti had to be returned. Thus says, and she was weeping. She was weeping when she gave it back to her, the weeping women. Now, the people mourn in judgment. Thus says the Lord of hosts, consider and call for the mourning women. The mourning women, the women who are mourning, the women who are in lamentation. Be truthful, be honest, be authentic. Your pain is seen on you. And so why? That they may come, and send for skilled wailing women, that they may come. Let them make haste. Let them take up wailing for us, that our eyes may run with tears and our eyelids gush with water. For a voice of wailing is heard from Zion. How we are plundered. We are greatly ashamed, because we have forsaken the land, because we have cast out. We have been cast out of our dwellings. Forsaken the land. Cast out of our dwellings. Your dwelling is a nourishment, number 4. Your home, your house, your foundation. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O woman, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth. Teach your daughters wailing. Teach your daughters lamentation, and everyone her neighbor lamentation. For death has come through our windows, the death card. This is the transformation card. To kill off the children, no longer to be outside, and the young man no longer to be on the streets. We can't go outside right now. No true? Okay? We can't. This is the truth. We can't. It's a lie. It's a lie. Speak, thus says the Lord. Even the carcasses of men shall fall as refuse on the open field, like cutting after the harvester, and no one shall gather them. Look at that. Men will fall on the land. The deception, the parasite will fall on the land, and no one shall gather them. No one shall care. How horrible. So these females who have birthed this nation of males shall cry for the same horrible deception, the same deception, the same pain that they feel. This pain that they feel shall cover the land. Thus says the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, let not the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him who glories glory in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord, exercising loving kindness, judgment, righteousness in the earth. For in this I delight, says the Lord. And let me just say about this passage, this means that he sees all things, that all things are seen under the sun. So what does that mean? That everything that you go through, you cry out to him, you give it to him, you pass through everything that is in the physical, all of your DNA, all of your generations that have passed through every single tribulation, you allow that to be transmuted. Behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, that I will punish all who are circumcised with the uncircumcised. So everybody is fair trade. Everybody. Egypt, Judah, Edom, the people of Ammon, Moab, and all who are in the furthest corners who dwell in the wilderness dwellers. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart. Okay? Now, I'm not going to read on anymore. Okay? There's a point to this, and I just want to show you that after 2020 and going through that passage of tribulation, that cycle of understanding, for instance, the polarity of the dark side, because I'll be honest with you, that was the dark side. Living in that level of deception on the earth in the 3D without a knowing of, because everything was illusionary, right? So to come into this level of truth has been game changing. And so, how you attack truth and how you go after truth is going to reveal how strong you are. And so, I want to show you what I was talking about earlier. That this Bible I've had for over 20 years. Okay, so don't mind the condition of it. It has been used and loved. There's not much markings, some markings in here, but I went off of the Bible for a while because I had to search into deeper truths and there was so much controversy. So what I'm saying is there's like any tool that you want to use, you have to look for the truth in it and you have to make it relatable, okay? So I don't need to go to church specifically in order to receive a word. The rocks can talk. I do believe that. Every person that I come into contact with, I believe that there is iron that can sharpen iron, possibly. You know, who knows? Let's see what happens. But listen, this is going to be the ending of this because, like I said, I don't want this to become, massively long. But I do want to mention something here that after that happened, you can see that they were going to sorcerers. It says it in Jeremiah 9 that they were going to do things that were not righteous, that they were unclean in their hearts. So obviously, how they did things was through theft and deception and through red eye, which is very much Jezebel's spirit. So we see here that the tribe of Israel here is in context in Numbers here. And Numbers 22 was given to me about 2 months ago when there was a lot of information coming out about, okay, cursed, you're being cursed and the karmic is doing this and this and that. Okay, well, karma has come to a complete cycle once you've come into understanding and a certain knowledge. We are in Cancer right now, and we are breaking big foundational curses, okay? And these foundational curses we hold in our DNA energetically, hence why we need to be in certain vibrational spaces. And hence in the wilderness, you mentioned here, the wilderness dwellers, these people are in the wilderness and they are one with nature. And they there are connected to source. And so I want to read this here. Balak sends for Balaam. Then the children of Israel moved and camped in the plains of Moab on the side of the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak the sons of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was sick with dread because of the children of Israel. So Moab said to the elders of Midian, now this company will lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field. And Balak, the sons of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at the time. Then he sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pithor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, look, a people has come from Egypt. See, they cover the face of the earth and are settling next to me. Therefore, please come at once, curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed. Look at this right here. This is where I do my happy dance. You see this? Look. Woo! Look at this. Look at he that is blessed. You understand? Is blessed. He whom you bless is blessed. And he whom you curse is cursed. Listen here. How are you going to try and come up on my land, try and take my things by deception or by whatever, by Baals? We said this in Jeremiah 9, and then say that you're going to curse me when I have already come into context of understanding that I'm cursed? We're not sitting in that shadow period of 2012 when we didn't understand these principalities and understand how these emotional currents were affecting us. So as we went through these cycles, 2019, 2020, we were going through 2018. And for instance, every single year we were shedding like that onion. We were bringing up things. We were going through conflicts because there was people that were in our territory that were not going to dwell in our tents in the wilderness. They made a different choice. They did not make it through to the promised land. Because why? Their mind. And this is why now you have to clear every single thing out of your mind that is not conducive of your highest level of being. So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the diviner's feet in their hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke to him the words of Balak, and he said to them, lodge here tonight, and I will bring back the word to you as the Lord speaks to me. So the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. Then God came to Balaam and said, who are these men with you? So Balaam said to God, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent to me, saying, look, a people has come out of Egypt, and they cover the face of the earth. Come now, curse them for me. Perhaps I shall be able to overpower them and drive them out. Look at this. Perhaps I shall be able to. Perhaps. Look at this. How lofty the mind of this individual who believes that they should go about the earth, taking and doing and killing. Is it not a right that we all have to the earth? And God said to Balaam, you shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. Bam. What are you saying right now? Blessed. Once again, blessed, not cursed. So anybody speaking blessing, whether it's yourself or anybody else, come on now. How's that going to work? Get your head right, get your head correct. So Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, go back to your land, for the Lord has refused to give me permission with you. Look at this. It's not going to work. Your curse will not work. I can't do it. I can't do it. And the princes of Moab rose and went to Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. Then Balak again sent to princes more numerous and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, thus says Balak, the sons of Zippor, please let nothing hinder you from coming to me, for I will certainly honor you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore, please come curse this people for me. Can you imagine? I will offer you everything. I will give you everything. Please, with your mouth. You see, the hex happens with the mouth. You see, this could be, for instance, the divine masculine going to the karmic, for instance. Then the karmic is like, oh, I hate this person. I hate this person. I hate this person. It could be anybody. I hate this person. I hate this person. And then divine masculine now will get into a conversation out of his mouth and now curse. So he, for instance, who might be the head, is now taking that land, the king, and he's now with the enemy, giving rightful status, legal right on the land. Just in addition, okay? All these things are in addition that I'm saying. Then Balak again sent princes more and more in number, okay, to curse them. Then Balaam answered and sent to the servants of Balak, through Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold. Okay, through Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold. I could not go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Now, therefore, please, you also stay here tonight that I may know what more the Lord will say to me. And God came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you shall do. So Balaam rose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes of Moab. Then God's anger was aroused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand. Sorry, guys, one sec. Okay. Now, so God came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the men come to you, call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you. So Balaam rose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes of Moab. Then God's anger was aroused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him, and he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. Now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in the narrow path between the vineyards, with the wall on his side and the wall at the side. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pursed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in the narrow place where there was no way to turn, either to the right hand or the left. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, "When have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times? What have I done?" And Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you have abused me. I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you." So the donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever disposed to do this to you?" He said, "No." I just have to stop here. Oh my God, listen, Divine Feminine, we've been ridden like a donkey. This yin energy's been ridden like a donkey for how long? We didn't do nothing to nobody, but guess what? We're getting the bunt of something that we don't understand, but we're being instructed. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way. The eyes were open. Look here. The sight, he did not have the sight to see. He moved in faith. He heard, clairgogniance, moved in faith. And then when he moved in faith, he could not see what obstructed him. But the animal, which was at a different vibrational frequency, was able to be used because the animal is more flexible than the man. The man had a construct in his mind that he was trying to achieve. The construct was keeping him immobilized from seeing what he needed to see. Okay? So he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way of his drawn sword in his hand, and bowed his hand and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to stand against you because your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely I would also have killed you by now and let her live." Look at this right now. Divine masculine has a divine protection because of divine feminine, a divine protection and a covering over him. And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. Now, therefore, if I displease you, I will turn back." Then the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you, that you shall speak." So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Now, when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him in the city of Moab, which is the border of Aram, the boundary of territory. Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not earnestly send you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? And I'm not able to honor you." And Balaam said to Balak, "Look, I have come to you now. Have I any power at all to say anything? The word that God puts in my mouth, that I must speak." So Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiras Huzoth. Then Balak offered oxen, sheep, and sent some Balaam and to the princes who were with him. So it was the next day Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places. This is high offerings that Solomon made, always there. And from there he might observe the extent of the people. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Build 7 altars for me here, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams." And Balak did just Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered a bull and ram on each altar. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet me, and whatever he shows me, I will tell you." So he went to a desolate height, and God met Balaam, and he said to him, "I have prepared 7 altars, and have offered on each altar a bull and a ram." Then the Lord put the word in Balaam's mouth and said, "Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak." So he returned to him, and he was standing by his burnt offering, he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his oracle and said, "Balak, the king of Moab, has brought from Aram, from the mountains of the east, come curse Jacob for me, and become denounce Israel." Okay, and come denounce Israel. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? How shall I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? For from the top of the rocks I see, and from the hills I behold him. Therefore, a people dwelling alone, not reckoning itself among the nations. These people are not bothering anybody, in other words. Who can count them, the dust of Jacob, or the number of fourth of Israel? Let me die the death of righteousness, and let my end be like this. Then Balak said to Balaam, what have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and look, you have blessed them bountifully. So he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak what the Lord has put in my mouth? Now, I will finish with this divine feminine, the birther of nations. Let me tell you this, use your words to speak every divine light and love over your house, divine masculine, your children, over your energetic space, like Spiderwick Chronicles. Put your circle of protection over your house and bless it. Bless every project, bless every word, bless every cell in your body as much as you can. Limit your time with any weed, parasite, being, person, vessel that can occupy your space and put you in a lower vibration than what you are. Please watch my last video. It will describe to you methods of cleaning your energy if you cannot think of anything else. Listen, hints of sarcasm, which is the lowest forms of wit, but listen, I'm with you here, guys. I love you guys. I did what I said I was going to do. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm really sharing a lot of intimate information that comes to me, and I know this really helped me on my journey, and this is what I want, and this is what I'm creating. You like it, you don't like it, you agree, you disagree. It's there, it's a free world. Great. Thank you. Talk to you guys later.